Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Well, if you're a fan of Harley Davidson, you'll know that this one just got released over the weekend.
Absolutely. Darren James joining us, racing manager for Deeley Harley Davidson Canada, and this is the new Harley Davidson from their Black Line collection. How are you, man? Nice to see you.
I'm ecstatic to be here, very happy.
So tell us about this bike, and it was just released internationally on Friday?
Yes, it was released Friday morning about 10 p.m. Pacific time, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is from our dark custom line.
Dark custom line.
Yeah, and it's
this is called the Black Line, right?
Yeah, this is the Black Line.
Gotcha.
So what is the dark custom line, first of all, this bike comes from?
The dark custom line is a line of motorcycles that Harley Davidson has created really to go after the younger demographic. You know, you're talking the guys who are 18 to about 35, 38, you know, kind of where I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to push that realm a little bit now, but that's what it's really geared to, you know, sleek bikes, pared down, minimalistic, blacks, dark, really simple.
Just the details on this too. I mean, like the rims and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, having black instead of chrome or silver or something.
It's such an awesome thing. You know, I mentioned to you before, I did a lot of this stuff to my own bike prior, and I was kind of kicking myself because now I see it now
So you
and it's all
customized
done.
and now you got it for real.
I did, yes,
good call.
yes.
Spent all your money.
I did. I dropped it. You know, I'm not going to say.
Now, is it lighter?
You know,
Is it smaller? It looks smaller to me, but it's not.
it's perceptually smaller. The biggest reason is the seat height. The seat height, you're talking about 24
so you can
inches.
touch the ground.
Yeah, I can actually sit on this bike and both feet
Sit on it.
flat on the ground.
Yeah, climb on.
And what else is different about it?
The big things that are different with this motorcycle is it's pared down. And like you said, the black rims, the black lower fork legs, you know, we did the black triples. A new thing is these new handlebars, the bent drag style bars.
Really pared down instrument panel.
Yeah, really limited. And you know, if you walk around the motorcycle, we blacked out the motor. There's only a tiny bit of silver, and we left just the chrome pipes and the chrome
Love
air
it.
cleaner, just enough to accentuate all the black on the rest
Now,
of the
Darren,
bike.
I know you like to go fast. You haven't had a chance to ride this one yet, but how fast does it go?
Ooh, you know, the
Fast?
Speedo says 220, you know, so I would bet it would probably go that fast. You'd be, you know, don't tell any of the local police officers, because I do live here in
only on a
Vancouver,
track.
so
How
Yeah.
exciting is
track.
this? I mean, you know, I think it's always anticipated whenever Harley releases a new bike, but I mean, when you see it and it's a reality, it's got to be pretty nice to, you know, just see them always pushing the envelope and always just sort of moving the game forward a little bit.
This is such a big thing for Harley Davidson because, you know, a lot of our owners are getting up there in age and getting a little bit older, and this is really catering.
Careful.
Yeah, I know.
They
I
might be
gotta be
listening.
careful too because I'm getting up there. I really am. That's why I shave my head to hide all the gray, you know. So, but you know, the sleek, the pared down, you know, to
And
make
it does have
long
that
and
sort of,
low.
you know, it's got a bit of a James Dean, you know, that Rebel Without a Cause feel to it
Well,
too.
you know
so
what?
it's got
Old
hints
school.
of the past, but it's really a modern bike.
You know,
too.
they look at it that way. They kind of even said that in some of their literature. You know, it was kind of that anti-rebel, anti-establishment. You know, your James Dean, your
Steve McQueen.
exactly,
Yeah, it's a
Johnny
cool bike.
Cash. You know that. You know, the Man in Black. So you know, black bike and.
Mike, this bike is so for you.
I know,
This is
it's killing
everything
me.
for you.
We have to talk about your other role with Deeley Harley Davidson as well. You are a professional racer.
Yes.
When's your season start? What's going on with you?
Going over to March to do some testing in Spain and Portugal, which I'm very
What are we looking at
fortunate.
here?
This is myself. I raced the last season in the British Superbike Series in the Harley Davidson spec class on the Harley Davidson Sportster 1200X.
Now this is an interesting class that they've just started as well. All the riders are on the same bike?
Yes.
That's interesting, and it must really even it up. So it's just about you guys, the riders.
Yeah, it was amazing. I went over there. I didn't know what I was getting into, and to, you know, average track, 3.5 miles around. The top 20 guys in qualifying were only separated by about 1.5 seconds.
Oh, fascinating. So great racing for a
Great
crowd.
racing. You know, you're talking bar banging, leaning on the guy in the corner, you know, a little bit of hit to pass, you know. So it was, and I learned that real quick over there in Europe. They're quite
I bet you had
aggressive.
to.
So, yes, I did.
Well, and we were talking about that a little bit, but if there's a deficit in terms of what we have here on the West Coast, I mean, this would fit right into it. The racing scene, it's got to come back here because you look at the crowds there, and when you have exciting races like that, it's something to see.
And the crowds over there are just astronomical. Again, England's such a small country, so they really draw. But, you know, we've got our Mission Club out here at the Westwood Racing Club, and they're really pushing forward. It just really needs to grow in Western Canada. back east is where I spend most of my time because that's where the racetracks
Right.
are.
Yeah.
It's sad because I'm a Deep Cove, local from
Yeah.
North Van,
Yeah.
So born and raised. So
It's funny though,
tough.
even with our rainy weather here, people are diehards about their bikes on the West Coast.
Oh, love it. They all love it. I don't, I always thought I'm not sugar. I'm not going to melt, And
Be fine. Put on some nice leather. Well, not that one.
No, not the pink one. I can
That's
go
for
out
me.
But I always tell people, in Vancouver, we don't tan, we rust. So we're used to the rain. We're okay, so.
And you had a bit of an injury last year, and you're all rehabbed and ready to go. Bit of an injury.
Yeah, end of the season at Shannonville, busted my back and some ribs, and
You say that so casually, but you broke your back.
Yeah.
You're all good.
I'm all good now. I dislocated my elbow about 8 weeks ago
Ouch.
training, which that was awful. That
Worse
was
than the back,
It
right?
was,
Yeah, it's
because I could
funny.
look at it, and my arm was kind of pointing over this. With the back, I
dude.
just kind of felt it. It was one of those ones. So, but
How
it's
much
part of the
protective
deal.
gear do you wear when you do race like that? Because when you guys fall, you're going fast.
Helmet and leather.
Yeah, helmet and leathers, and our boots actually are bulletproof. We wear spine boards now that go from almost your tailbone right to the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Helmets, the helmets that we wear racing, they're a couple grand a pop. And if you were to drop one of our helmets, your manufacturer who you get your helmet from would take it away and give you a new one because they
want to make
the safety is so important for us because it's not like we have a car with a few thousand pounds of metal to
No
keep
kidding.
us safe. Yeah.
So for people watching right now, as they look and admire this bike as I am, are they available now, seeing as this was just unveiled Friday?
They will be in our dealerships as soon as February.
Oh, nice.
And this model here comes, you can either get the very nice orange, or it's two-tone orange or two-tone blue, or you can get just a flat black. I'm more of a black kind of guy.
I might go flat black on this bike, yeah.
And the great,
You might, huh?
I might, yeah, no, if I was going.
He knows the right guy now, so he can give
He
me a
does.
call,
He keeps threatening to get a motorcycle. It never happens.
You know the right guy now, so yeah, for sure.
Well, if you want to check it out, of course you can. The website is on the screen for you. Thank you so much for coming today. HarleyDavidsonCanada.com. You can see it right there. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk about